Hello YouTube and welcome to Synthetic Oil Info. My name is Tom Brown, and in this video I want to talk about the things that you can do to make your car last longer. And the comments that I'm going to make here don't apply just to cars. They apply to basically any piece of equipment that is got an engine or is lubricated by oil in any way. So what is it that you can do to get your vehicle, your car, your tractor, your motorcycle, whatever, to last longer than the average vehicle? Well, it all has to do with maintenance and the type of products that you use when you perform that maintenance. It's all too often people will buy a car and then not maintain it. They don't change the oil, they don't do the services that they're supposed to do, and then they wonder why their vehicle just doesn't last very long. Most vehicles that I've ever owned, with the one exception, have been very reliable. But it's mostly because I do the proper maintenance and services on all those vehicles, and I use the best quality products that I can find when I do those services and maintenance. It's the simple things, like changing your oil, changing your antifreeze when it needs to be changed, changing your transmission fluid when it gets dirty and needs to be changed, or actually before it gets dirty. Because on many of these types of maintenance items, if you wait for the fluid or oil to get dirty, and look bad, then the damage is already done. That is especially true in your automatic transmission and in your cooling system. So if you pull the dipstick on your automatic transmission fluid and that fluid still has a nice pink, rosy looking color and it doesn't smell burnt, then that's a pretty good, the best indication that your fluid is still in reasonably good condition. But if you pull that dipstick and it is dark and it smells bad, then that fluid has already gone bad and it's already causing damage inside of your transmission. Now you can change that fluid and get it out of there, and you're going to extend the life of that transmission. But that damage that occurred when that fluid was going bad can't be repaired by just changing the fluid. There was irreparable damage done there, irreversible damage done, and that can only be corrected by replacing the clutches and seals inside of that transmission. So don't let it go that far. And that's why it's important to have your car or equipment set up on a very good maintenance schedule to where you're doing these services and maintenance before things get bad. Same way with engine oil changes. But also equally important, actually in some cases more important, is the quality of the components and the fluids that you use when you perform this maintenance. Your car comes from the factory with relatively good oil and fluids and coolant and everything else in there. Not the best, but good. And so check your owner's manual and find out what the service recommendations are for your vehicle before you need to have them done. For example, but one of the other things that will make a big difference on which services you need to have done and when you need to have them done is your driving style. When you look in your owner's manual for your piece of equipment, there are usually two different sets of service schedules. One for what is called normal maintenance, and the other one is for severe duty or severe service maintenance. And most of us look at that and think, oh, well, I drive in a normal driving pattern. I don't, tow with my vehicle, or I don't push it too hard or anything else. But if you look at the definition of what the original equipment manufacturer for your vehicle calls out for what is included in that severe service maintenance, most of us drive in those conditions because we either drive in a big city where there's high temperatures, high speeds, a lot of stop and go driving, or we drive in dusty conditions out on gravel roads. Just all these different things. Those are just a couple of examples. of what pushes a vehicle over into that severe service. And just frankly, if you would follow the severe service schedule on all of your vehicles, regardless of how you operate them, they would last a lot longer because you would be performing the maintenance and services on a much more realistic basis than that normal schedule calls for in some cases. You know, because it may be calling for an automatic transmission fluid change out there at around the 100 to 120,000 mile range, but they're not using a good enough fluid from the factory that will last that long. You know, so your fluid in your transmission will get out to around the 50 to 75,000 mile range, and it's going to go bad, and it's going to go bad very quickly. And so and I did this on my wife's car here a couple years ago. I pulled the dipstick when it had about 50,000 miles on the transmission. It looked great. I pulled that dipstick again at about 75,000, and it was almost black. And so I immediately changed it, but I know there was damage done. And if I would have changed that fluid at 50,000 miles, like the owner's manual called for on severe duty or severe service, then I wouldn't have had that damage that was done between 50 and 75,000. And the transmission in that car would probably last longer. Now, we haven't had a problem with it yet, but I always have that in the back of my mind that there was that period of time there when it had bad oil in there, dirty oil. So if you would just do the services that on the schedule that are called out in the severe service portion of your owner's manual in the maintenance section, your car would last a lot longer and you would have much less chance of having breakdowns, especially in your engine and automatic transmission. So that's probably the simplest advice to follow. Follow the severe duty, severe service schedule, whether you think your car falls into that category or not. And use the best quality oils, lubricants, filters, and parts that you can find. You know, there's usually a very small difference in price. You know, a few dollars, sometimes, you know, $10 to $20 on some other parts, but it makes a huge difference in how long that part lasts and the impact that it has on other parts of your vehicle. So when you use a good or the best, in the case of AMSOIL, top quality full synthetic oil in your engine or in your transmission or in your differential, or AMSOIL's long life coolant, when you start using those better quality products, your vehicles will last longer and you can extend the life of them dramatically. Hundreds of thousands of miles of operation are not a problem for a vehicle that's not abused and is taken well care of, and you follow a severe service maintenance schedule and use the best quality products that you can find when you do that service or when you have it done. So very simply, use the best quality, follow the severe duty service schedule, and your vehicle will last a long time. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to get in touch with us. Our website's right here, Best-Synthetic-Oils.com. You can reach us there by email or by phone. You can also leave a comment here on YouTube or over on Facebook. We're over there at Synthetic Oil Info as well. There's also a link right up here in the video that's been playing throughout that'll take you to our website as well. Again, MinutemanPerformance.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'll help you out, figure out that maintenance schedule for your vehicle, and help you get set up with the best quality oils, lubricants, and filters for your vehicle or equipment. Thanks again for stopping by. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you again on another video real soon.